In the wake of the 9/11 attacks, security at airports and on aircraft is at max +1. So how the hell do we have this container of unknown origin and, more importantly, unknown contents on board? So what do the crew do then? No, what are you doing? Don't open it. Not in the air. Jesus Christ, I mean, who does that? Who opens a mysterious parcel on an aircraft in flight? Just when I thought it was safe to stop wearing adult nappies. Much Ado About Nothing by Phil Wingfield. Virgin Atlantic, somewhere over very Eastern Europe, 4th of February 2013. I'm not keen on flying, so I always try my best to be unconscious for as much of the flight as possible. I utilise sleep deprivation, overeating, drugs, or whatever it takes to be blissfully unaware that I am 5 miles off the ground in a pressurised metal tube along with 30,000+ gallons of highly combustible fluid. This particular tube is taking us to Delhi, and it's a 7.5-hour flight. I have deprived myself of sleep, stuffed myself with food, and soon after lights out, I'm out. But sadly, not for very long. I'm woken by a kerfuffle in the opposite aisle. I try to ignore it and get back to sleep, but it doesn't work. I can see some of the cabin crew fussing around with luggage. One of them is holding a box and looks to be asking the passengers about it. The thought of a mystery package on a plane is not conducive to shut-eye. I try anyway, but it just goes from bad to worse. The cabin lights are switched back on. Seriously? Then one of the crew addresses the aircraft via the tannoy. He is asking for someone to confirm ownership of the parcel. Oh, that is so comforting. In the wake of the 9/11 attacks, security at airports and on aircraft is at max +1. So how the hell do we have this container of unknown origin and, more importantly, unknown contents on board? I feel a sudden urge to use the facilities. No one comes forward to claim the thing, so what do the crew do then? I see one of them peeling the brown tape off the box. No, what are you doing? Don't open it. Not in the air. Jesus Christ, I mean, who does that? Who opens a mysterious parcel on an aircraft in flight? Just when I thought it was safe to stop wearing adult nappies. Well, it wasn't a device, obviously, but the tearing open of a mystery parcel on an aircraft in flight has the same soporific effect as mainlining adrenaline. The crew are still gathered in the opposite aisle. They've opened it up and we are still alive. So what are they doing now? I tried to get a better look and noticed something odd. In a gap through the middle row of seats, I can see a turban-wrapped head. A Sikh man is sitting on the floor of the aisle facing the rear of the plane with his head bowed. The crew talk to him but get no response. They try this intermittently for a good 10 minutes before two of the crew get a hold under the arms and try to lift him. They manage to hoist the guy a couple of inches off the floor before giving up. He must be some dead weight. The crew continue to discuss the situation, but nothing happens, and I lose interest. A few minutes later, I notice two of the crew head towards the front of the aircraft. I look over to see if the Sikh is still there. I lean back just in time to see a disembodied turban-wrapped head glide backwards along the aisle. It appears to float towards a bulkhead and vanishes from sight. Are they towing him on a skateboard or something? What is up with that guy? And how is he staying upright if he's unconscious? Is it anything to do with the mystery box? Where's the box now? What was in it? Why am I asking you? We are sat in the emergency exit access seats, which looked to be a good move for a while, and one of the stewardesses has the seat opposite. When she returns, I ask her what happened, but she's a tad elusive. A man was taken ill and upgraded for his comfort. I'll have to remember that one. And the package? Apparently it was nothing. Really? Nothing? That was a lot of fuss and bother for nothing. Then she tells us that we came very close to diverting to an airport in Azerbaijan, but Virgin refused to allow it. Something about their aircraft landing in the Baku beyond. So why did the captain want to land? Was it the sick seek, the perfidious package, or much ado about nothing? Initially, a 7.5 hour flight to Delhi struck me as quick, but largely thanks to nothing, it dragged on exponentially, and I was wide awake for pretty much all of it. We touched down right on time, but it's a twin-edged blade as we have 6 hours to wait for our connecting flight, and whatever surprises that has in store. And that's 6 hours if there are no delays. And there are always delays. Much Ado About Nothing was written and read by Phil Wingfield.